The precision flying, the essence of pride, discipline, and teamwork have been put to the test when these pilots have answered their nation's call. They are, after all, fighter pilots, and the aircraft they've flown in the past, fly today, and will fly in the 21st century are deadly weapon systems.
America will not stand aside. The world will not allow the strong to swallow up the weak.
The Gulf War was testing time not only for Hornet pilots, but their aircraft as well. What would be the outcome if it went one-on-one with the Russian fighters available to the Iraqis? Other than the 1986 operation against Libya, Desert Storm was the Hornet's first combat test. Flying from air bases in Bahrain and from aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf, both models of the Hornet honed their dogfighting and ground attack skills against other coalition forces as the preparations for war in the Mideast escalated.
Parker, 8 tall left 4, port turn on the reversal. Box 1 on the F5, nose down. 8 tall on the turkey on the left turn. Okay, bogey on the left side. I got him. 3.5 minutes.
When Desert Storm began, Hornets not only dropped bombs with pinpoint accuracy, but provided their own escort to and from the targets. One of their most important missions was SEAD, or suppression of enemy air defenses. In fact, the Hornets' first mission of the war took place before the first bombs hit Baghdad, when they used high-speed anti-radiation missiles to destroy Iraqi air defense radars and clear a path to Baghdad for the initial attacks. On the first daylight raid, a flight of 4 carrier-based FA-18Cs from the aircraft carrier Saratoga were approaching their target, an airfield codenamed H-3 in western Iraq, when one of the Saratoga's E-2C Hawkeye radar aircraft spotted 2 bandits 15 miles ahead. They were loaded down with 2,000-pound bombs, but unlike previous Navy aircraft, Hornets were designed to go from the ground attack role to the dogfight role with just a flick of the switch.
Bandit, 230, 30 miles. New picture, Bandit, 190, 20 Manny. Take wing, Mongo, not spread, better wing, get out of my way. Bandit, 240, 14, hot. Hot on the aircraft, 235, 30 from Manny. 3 or 4 to you, Bandit is. East to 3.
Would it fare as well as the Air Force Strike Eagles that had downed 3 Mirage F-1s and 3 MiG-29s on the first night of the war?
Bandit Manny, 185, 25, southbound.
Then, Lieutenant Commander Mark Fox got a lock on one of the 2 MiG-21s, and 2 of the other 4 pilots did as well. Both groups of aircraft were approaching each other at Mach 1.2 supersonic speeds.
200 radar contact on my nose, Mach at 28,000. Aircraft in position 17035. 200 bogey on the nose, 28,000, 7 miles. Take 21. EID. Under block. Trail section, stand by for BID. Coming down my nose, both side, Mach.
Fox's Hornet fired its Sidewinder heat-seeking missile first. Then, a Sparrow radar-guided missile. There was a fireball.
That's a MiG-21. That's a MiG-21. Yep, that's confirmed. Splash forward!
Then his wingman fired a second missile, and there was a second fireball. Throughout the engagement with the MiGs, the Navy aircraft kept their bombs. And following their 2 kills, Lieutenant Commander Fox and his wingman rejoined the other 2 Hornets and continued with their bombing attack. The whole battle had taken less than 40 seconds and is believed to have been the first time that an aircraft has scored an air-to-air kill while carrying bombs. As the four F-18s peeled away from the Iraqi airfield and headed south, they could see two columns of black smoke rising up from the desert where the MiGs had crashed, hitting the ground in the same relative formation as when they were shot down. These two kills were the Navy's only confirmed air-to-air kills of Iraqi fixed-wing aircraft. If ever confirmation was needed, this was it. The Hornet could fight its way to a target, brush aside the opposition, and then bomb with precision.
730 approach, taking is 1.2, clear downwind report beam heading 042. 730. Shooter 611 approach.
They said it couldn't be done. Combine offense with defense. But the Hornet did it, and did the Navy proud. The F-18 Hornet had shown its sting. The FA-18D is the two-seat version of the FA-18C. Unlike the FA-18B, the D model only has flying controls in the front seat and was intended as a two-seat night attack aircraft rather than as a two-seat trainer. Developed to become a Marine Corps workhorse, this one aircraft will replace three current aircraft in the attack, reconnaissance, and fast-forward air control roles. The flight officer seated in the aft cockpit is provided with two stationary hand controls, one on each side of the seat, to operate the weapon systems.
12010.
The primary users of the Night Attack Hornet are Marine Corps units which are tasked with all-weather attack. This model of Hornet has also replaced another old Blue Angel aircraft, the A-4 Skyhawk, in the fast jet forward air control role. In October 1989, the FA-18's weapon system was fully integrated for air-to-ground missions at night at limited weather conditions. The night attack equipment includes an advanced scan head-up display, a multi-purpose color display digital map set, and crew station instrumentation compatible with night vision goggles. A thermal imaging navigation set projects real-life infrared images on the Hornet's updated head-up display, which overlay the images with appropriate symbology for navigation or identification. The Hornet night attack capabilities substantially enhance the aircraft's usefulness. Through the technological enhancements, night is turned into day for the Hornet pilot. This system was designed to allow the Hornet attack pilot to navigate and maneuver to and from the target area. This system provides the pilot with the capability to acquire, track, and attack ground targets under the weather day and night down on the deck, where he can take advantage of terrain masking. Now, the combat commander and his pilots have the flexibility to use similar weapons and tactics to those they use in the daytime. This system enables the pilot to deliver conventional weapons with direct attack. He can also deliver infrared Maverick or laser-guided bombs using proven standoff tactics. Also a reconnaissance version of the FA-18D. By removing the M61 cannon and replacing it with a pallet-mounted electro-optical suite, the Hornet's scanners and sensors can data link images directly to commanders on the ground. Even though the first night attack Hornets were delivered in early 1990, they still took part in Operation Desert Storm. Operating out of Bahrain, it was one of these aircraft that first spotted the massive retreat of the Iraqi army from Kuwait City. 3 Hornets, flying as fast-forward air controllers, then coordinated the destruction of the convoy by other coalition aircraft.
Altitude. Altitude.
Walleyes advantage on your 150 for 8 miles west.
Houston Islands, your left 930 low. Visual.
Aircraft at 22530 from Manny. Bandit is hot on you.
The FA-18D is configured for the night attack role, with forward-looking infrared and instrumentation, and cockpit arrangements modified for use with night vision goggles, which will allow pilots to fly as low as 100 feet. Operating out of Aviano Air Base in Italy, Marine Corps Hornets continued to prove their mettle as all-round versatile performers during NATO bombing raids against Bosnian Serb positions in the fall of 1995. The Marine Hornets were the only NATO aircraft in theater with cockpits and night vision goggles integrated for night attack, and became masters of the night. The Night Attack Hornet was on the leading edge of the attack on terrorism in Afghanistan in 2001 and Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. Under the cover of darkness, Hornets flew right down on the deck, under the weather, out of sight of ground fire, dropping laser-guided bombs with pinpoint accuracy. They were even involved in the Marine Corps rescue of a downed F-16 pilot, Captain Scott O'Grady. 4 Hornets were directly involved in providing cover for the rescue, and 2 more were airborne, ready to help out as Captain O'Grady was brought out of danger.